Hello! So today we're going to be going over the basic fundamentals of the saxophone. So starting off, you want to have your case sitting in front of you on the ground in front of your feet. And you also want to make sure that the case is facing the logo side up. If it's not, and you go to open the case, chances are that the saxophone is just going to fall out straight onto the ground, which is obviously not good. That can damage the instrument very badly. So make sure the case is facing logo side up. Now go ahead and open your case, take out your neck strap, which is the thing that looks like this, place it over your head, and take this little part in the middle and adjust it upwards for now, and just leave it here for now. Next, we want to get out one of our reeds and start wetting it. When you wet it, you want to make sure you wet both sides. So, this side and this side. So go ahead and start wetting that. I'm going to place this down for now so I can keep talking. But next, you want to get out the neck of your saxophone. And when you're holding the neck, you want to make sure that you don't put too much pressure on this rod right here. If you do that, it can bend. So what I do to hold it and get it out is usually just put my fingers around the base shaft of the neck, like so. So I'm not even in contact with the rod. Once you do that, you're going to get out your cork grease. Yours probably looks like a thing of chapstick. Mine looks like this little circular dish. It doesn't matter. You're going to get a little dab of it and just rub it on the cork, this part of the neck. Alright, once you do that, I'm going to set your neck down somewhere. Next, we're going to take out our mouthpiece. Take your mouthpiece cap off, set that aside. Take your ligature off, set that aside. Get your neck back, and just twist your mouthpiece onto the cork, as like so. Like this. Alright. Next, get your ligature back. Put it over the top of the mouthpiece. The way you want it to be aligned is like this. So if you have it, the bottom of the mouthpiece where the hole is facing towards you like this, you would want the screws to be facing this, your right. So once you have that, take your index and thumb and push the ligature up somewhere around this. Take your reed out, which you've been wetting this whole time in your mouth. Place it down through the ligature onto the mouthpiece. Why we do it like this and not reed first and then the ligature is because then we run the risk of pushing the ligature into the tip of the reed, which will probably chip it, and then that could just ruin that reed. So we do ligature first, then the reed. And once you do that, push the ligature down to where it's below the bottom half of the reed. And you want to make the tip of the reed in line with the tip of the mouthpiece. Once everything's aligned, just go ahead and tighten the ligature. Don't tighten it too much, or you may strip the screws. Once you have that, that's fine. Set that aside somewhere safe. For now, I'm actually going to be going over the formation of your embouchure on saxophone. So, what you want to do, when you're putting the mouthpiece into your mouth, you basically want it to be parallel with your mouth. So, like this. Not like this. Not like this. Like this. Parallel. Alright. Now we do that. First step is you're going to anchor your top teeth on the top of the mouthpiece. And basically you want to put them about a ½ inch back from the tip of the mouthpiece. So about right here. Okay. Once you do that, next you want to curl your bottom lip over your bottom teeth. Just a little. Once you do that, you put that on the bottom of the reed. And you want to make sure your top teeth and your bottom lip are aligned. So basically it should be like this, not like this. Not like this, like this. Some people may have overbites, some people may have underbites. but usually it's still fine. You can still move it around. I have a slight overbite, so I just have to move my bottom jaw just forward a little bit. It's to your preference and how your body is shaped. So once you do that, top teeth anchored on top of the mouthpiece, bottom lip curled over your bottom teeth. Third step is your corners of your mouthpiece should be forward and in. And once all these 3 steps have been put together, it should basically look like this. Like you're trying to whistle or make an ooh sound. Ooh. Alright. So, top teeth anchored on top of mouthpiece. Bottom lip curled, just bottom lip curled over your bottom teeth. Or so. Corners forward and in. Breathe. Alright, now we're going to be going over articulation on the saxophone. So when we think about articulation, it can basically look like this. So imagine this is your tongue. You want the back of your tongue to be, the back part of your tongue to be in contact with your back molars. So kind of like a he position. And when you're tonguing the reed, you basically want about a 1/2 inch back from the tip of your tongue. So think about right here. This is the tip of your tongue. Here's the 1/2 inch. You want that to come in contact with the tip of the reed. And it's basically would just look like this. It's a forward, backwards motion. What a lot of beginner players will do is something like this. This is not correct. This is called slap tonguing. You don't need to know what this is right now. So it should look like this. Forward, back, not downwards, upwards. Alright. So I'm going to play a few notes without articulation first. Here's what this would sound like. Next, with articulation. Alright. So go ahead and set your neck and mouthpiece aside, somewhere safe. Now we're going to take out the main body of the saxophone. So what I do when I'm taking out of my case is, let me pull it up here for a second. I put my index finger in this top hole while it's in the case, so like this, and just pull it up with my finger. And then I will probably hold it like this, left hand, and then bring my right hand like this, and then just bring it up like that. So you want to rest your left hand. What I do is on the thumb rest right here. And you want to make sure that you're not grabbing or putting too much pressure on these rods or any of the keys. Which, if you do that, it could possibly bend them. So, just be careful. But you also want to make sure you have a firm grip so that you don't drop it. So, you want to take it out. Take off the end cap, which is this little black cap. Take that out of the tip of the mouth or saxophone. Now we're going to hook our neck strap onto the saxophone and that ring. Make sure it's up high for now, the neck strap. Next, we're going to take our neck and mouthpiece and slide it on to the top of the saxophone. And tighten the screw about right here. So, now that we've done that, when we're thinking about how we hold the saxophone, well, first let's go over posture. So, when you're sitting in general and playing, you want to be on the front of your chair and you want to be sitting nice and tall. So think about like there's a string attached to the top of your head and someone is basically just pulling you up tight. That's how you want to be sitting. Not like this, hunched over and all cramped. Like this, nice and tall, relaxed, and open. Next, we want to bring the saxophone to us, not us to the saxophone. So, what it should look like is this. See how basically my entire upper body is not moving at all. The only thing that's moving is my mouth, so just let the mouthpiece inside my mouth. That's it. What we don't want to do is something like this. So say if the saxophone was out here and I did this. We don't want to do that. So bring the saxophone to you. And then we want about this part right here, we want to rest that on our inner left thigh. And when we're adjusting our neck to the saxophone, there's a little rod about right here that connects with this ring right here. We want this little rod right here to basically be aligned with this little rim on the bottom of the neck. So once you have that, you may also probably want to have it a little to the left. That's how I have it. That's just more comfortable for me. It just depends on the player and what's most comfortable for them. So just adjust everything and find what's most comfortable for you. Now that we've gone over that, we're going to be going over 3 notes, B, A, and G on the saxophone. So B on the saxophone, with our left hand, we basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pearls right here. This key right here, it's called the teardrop key. Mine probably looks a little different than yours, but yours should be a pearl. What you want to do is go to the pearl below that. That's a B. Here's what a B would sound like. Next is an A. We're going to go down 2 pearls. So this one, we want to skip this one. Go here and keep your first finger down. Here's an A. Next is G. We're just going to add the final pearl right here. So 1, 2, 3. Here's what it sounds like. Alright. Finally, we're going to be going over disassembly. So what you want to do is loosen the neck. Take your neck off. Set it aside somewhere safe. What you want to do is get your swab. Put this plastic part of it down through the main big bell. Put the sponge downside. What you want to do, hold it like I showed you earlier. Hand, palm, where the thumb rest is. Hand on the bottom. Get a nice grip and just shake it until that little plastic part comes out of the top like that. Now, just want to take it and pull it out. It can get a little tight, but just make sure you're pulling hard. And if it doesn't come out and you think it's stuck, just go find your nearest teacher and ask them to help. So once you know that, you can take our body off, get our end cap, put it back on, put my finger in the top, hand on bottom, set it in the case, and lean it down with your finger. Set it down gently. Okay. Next, ligature. I'm going to take that off. So that side, get your reed off. Set your neck and mouthpiece aside. Put your reed back down. Take your mouthpiece back off your neck away. Ligature back on. When I'm cleaning my mouthpiece, I usually want to do, I'll do this. I'll blow into it, put my finger in, and do that. If you think that's too gross, that's fine. But your swab may be too big for it, so that's why I offer that. Put the end cap back on, put it back. Next strap back in. And close your case, and that's it.